It began as one of the most dramatic displays of Allied military power in decades. On February 28th, the US and Israel launched joint strikes on Iran, hitting nuclear sites, missile bases, and key institutions. The stated goal, regime change.
We are assisting our American friends in the Gulf. I spoke at length with President Trump yesterday on this matter. There is cooperation between our air forces and naval forces, between me and President Trump and his people.
As the conflict deepens, the war on Iran has entered a new phase, not on the battlefield, but between Washington and Tel Aviv. Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, once in lockstep, are now showing signs of strain. Same war, same enemy, but increasingly different endgames. Here in Tel Aviv, officials insist coordination with Washington remains strong. But behind the scenes, the two leaders are moving at different speeds and for different reasons. At the core, they still share the same big picture. Iran is a strategic danger. Its missile and drone programs must be weakened, and the US-Israeli partnership must appear united. But the split is now out in the open, and it's serious. They went into this war together. They may not come out of it the same way.
We're in negotiations right now. They're doing it along with Marco, JD. We have a number of people doing it. And the other side, I can tell you, they'd like to make a deal.
The clearest break came after Israel struck Iran's South Pars gas field. Trump says he told Netanyahu not to hit again.
I did. I told him, don't do that.
That split shows just how far apart the two leaders now are. Trump is focused on oil prices, markets, and domestic pressures. Netanyahu is focused on Iran's nuclear program, missiles, and regional proxies.
Does anyone really think that someone can tell President Trump what to do? Come on. President Trump always makes his decisions on what he thinks is good for America, and may I add, I think what is also good for future generations.
The trigger came when Trump paused planned strikes on Iranian power plants and announced the US was in talks with Tehran, without telling Israel first. But even many in Israel wonder if Netanyahu knows what the goals of the war are anymore.
He doesn't know. And Israel's been changing these goals because there is no clear goal.
And that matters, because Iran is watching this daylight between Washington and Tel Aviv. The partnership isn't breaking, but the unity that defined the early days of the war is no longer guaranteed. And without a shared strategy, the next phase becomes harder to predict. The bottom line, Trump wants out. Netanyahu wants to push on. And that split will shape how and when this war ends. Mohammad Al-Kassim, TRT World, Tel Aviv.